Wonderful Tito Gonzalez and his son de Cuba, Saturday, March the 17th. They're going to be doing an amazing show, 2 sets, 8 and 10. Yoshi's Oakland, a tribute to the music of Arsenio Rodriguez. And Arsenio Rodriguez, there's not enough days in the week to tell you all that could be said about this man. But before I even turn it over to Tito, I want to say that he's been one of my heroes ever since I was a child. He was in New York when I was growing up and all over the place playing, especially in the Bronx. He played a lot in the Bronx, but he's just an amazing man who completely turned the music around. And he definitely, the music that people listen to now that they assume is the traditional thing, he's the one that made it what it is today. He was the one, he Africanized it, he put the rhythm and all of the stuff that you think of now as música latina in it. Without Arsenio, it would not exist. On the back of this thing, I got some notes here. I'll read a part of it and then I'll turn it over to Tito Gonzalez. It says, Tito Gonzalez y su son de Cuba presents a grand celebration of the life and music of Arsenio Rodriguez, the father of Cuban music. Arsenio created the mambo, Afro-Cuban son, and laid the foundation for modern salsa. By inventing the traditional Cuban son, Arsenio gave birth to thoroughly rhythmic dance music. Arsenio Rodriguez was a prolific composer and lyricist, excellent tresero, creator of the conjunto format. It is impossible to overstate the importance of Arsenio in Cuban music. Arsenio redefined the style and rhythm of Cuban music in the 40s. If you've ever heard a conga drum in popular music, listen to mambo or boogaloo, then you've heard the wide-ranging musical influence that Arsenio has left behind. His impact is still audible in today's music. Tito Gonzalez Tercero Mayor and his 10-piece band will be joined by special guest Grammy-nominated percussionist Orete Bilato, Grammy-considered sonero percussionist Perico Hernandez, the great sonero Fito Reynoso, and world-renowned trumpeter Luis Eric Gonzalez and Julius Melendez. These talented Cuban-born artists come together one stage dedicated to recreating the high-energy, authentic sounds of Cuban music made famous by Arsenio Rodriguez and honoring his 100th birthday anniversary. Guaranteed to be a hot night of dancing, toe-tapping, total enjoyment of Cuban music at its best.
Good. Bueno, pues aquí estamos promocionando la gran espectáculo que vamos a hacer en el Diose, como ya Avotcja lo dijo, el 17 de marzo, al gran maestro Arsenio Rodríguez, quien es mi mentor en el tres y en la música del son cubano, mi mayor motivación sobre la música que estoy haciendo, sobre el son cubano, sobre todos los tipos de géneros que se hizo, que Arsenio creó, como los guaguancó, son los African Cuban Music, como el caso muy específico de Bruca Maniguá, que fue uno afro creado por Arsenio Rodríguez, y muchos los sones guaguancó que hizo para los barrios. A Belén le toca ahora, cómo se goza en el barrio, como le hizo esa canción al Bronx, en el barrio latino, cómo se goza en el barrio. Y Arsenio fue un brillante compositor, como más de 500 canciones se le conocen. Y en Cuba, Cheche, la sobrina, tiene como 30 y tantas que nunca fueron grabadas. Y es magnífico lo que estamos haciendo conjuntamente con un grupo de compañeros, un grupo de personas hermosas que están colaborando con este espectáculo, como el caso de Rafael Méndez, como Emiliano, también, que van a hacer las presentaciones ellos dos, ahí van a ver las aperturas del show, las conversaciones que tienen que hablar sobre Arsenio, la historia, ellos dos se van a encargar de la apertura. y otras personas que están colaborando y dando todo, poniendo su empeño en este gran evento que estamos haciendo tributo a Arsenio Rodríguez, basado en la gran historia, en la gran influencia que Arsenio Rodríguez tuvo en la música cubana.
You know, I'm so glad, you know, Tito has gotten involved with making sure that Arsenio gets the credit he's due. One of the saddest tragedies is that he was not given, while he was alive, the credit he's due as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he had a cult following in the Bronx. For a while he lived out here on the West Coast. I didn't know that he was living on the West Coast. And when he got buried, it was like, you know, so anyway, some people have gotten together to make sure he has the headstone that he deserves, and that his memory is continued. They have a big foundation bank account, and if you want to send your help, you can send it to P.O. Box 6208, Albany, California 94706. That is Arsenio Rodriguez in Memoriam Fundación, no?
Mm-hmm.
And that is P.O. Box 6208, Albany, California 94706, Wells Fargo Bank. Account number 3267161689. Once again, that's the Wells Fargo Bank. Account number 3267161689. It's important that we keep this man's legacy alive for a lot of reasons, because a lot of times, you know, things happen and people rewrite history, and the seeds that gave birth to that history, that tradition that we call tradition now, get forgotten. And I don't think that should happen. And I'm so glad that Tito and his friends have started this foundation to make sure that does not happen, because Arsenio is, I mean, if you listen to this music that you folks have been listening to on my program for all of these years, you cannot forget Arsenio, because he's written all over it.
Y debo resaltar una cosa muy interesante, Avotcja, sobre lo que acabas de hablar, sobre la fundación que acabamos de crear de Arsenio Rodríguez. Lleva por título Arsenio Rodríguez in Memoriam. Y Larry Harlow, el famoso judío maravilloso, acaba de hacer la primera donación para la construcción de la lápida en su tumba, que vamos a hacer un monumento en el Bronx, y estamos en conversaciones en Nueva York con el señor José Rafael Méndez, que está encargado de esto en la parte de Nueva York, y sobre cambiarle una calle que llevará el nombre de Arsenio Rodríguez, en su gran memoria, en su creación, en todo el aporte que Arsenio Rodríguez creó y hizo para la música, para el mundo, porque no fue un músico específicamente cubano, sino fue un músico de una trayectoria mundial.
Well, as I say, I'm very grateful that Tito is doing this, and other friends of ours back east out here are making sure that Arsenio doesn't get forgotten. And then there's going to be that Cuban extravaganza, Tito y su son de Cuba, the tribute to the music of Arsenio Rodriguez. And folks, when you hear all this music, you'd be surprised. I mean, when if you listen to Música Latina and you pull out the two, I think, strongest and composers and what have you, and if you look on your records real close for the folks to give credit where credit is due, it's going to be Arsenio and Tito Alonso. Everything you run into, and neither one of them have been given the credit they do, even though they finally have made a movie of Tito Alonso, which tells just a little bit, nowhere near anything that should be done on him. There should be books and movies all over the place. But I'm so grateful that Tito is doing this. And so, folks, you must be out there Saturday, March the 17th. Support this tribute to the music of the great Arsenio Rodriguez, whose spirit you've been listening to every time you listen to Música Latina. He's around. He's always here. Tito y su son de Cuba, a Cuban extravaganza.
Y bueno, estamos invitando a todos los amigos, a todos los grandes personas que les gusta la música cubana, la música, la llamada salsa, que todo esto ha sido creado por el genio 3-0, Arsenio Rodríguez, el cieguito maravilloso, como le llamaron todo el mundo. Y lo estamos invitando que pasen por el Yoshi ahí en Oakland, en el Jazz Long Square, marzo 70. A todos mis amigos y a todas las personas bonitas que les gusta la música cubana, ahí los espero. Tengo excelentes invitados, muy buenos invitados que tengo ahí, ganadores de Grammy, como Lester Vilató está nominado al Grammy, Julio Meléndez que tiene 10 Grammys, y Perico Hernández también está nominado al Grammy, y así, son personas muy bonitas que hacen la música, el son cubano. Orestes Vilató es un excepcional percusionista.
Well, he's inviting you all out to come and see this amazing host of heavyweights, everyone. He's inviting you, your friends, your grandmother, your granddaddy, your children. Because Yoshi's is that kind of place. This is Yoshi's Oakland, March 17th, with special guest artists Oreste Vilato, Perico Hernandez, Tito Reynoso, Julius Melendez, Jose Rafael Mendez. Once again, this is Yoshi's in Oakland, 2 shows, 8 and 10. And the Cuban extravaganza, Tito y Son de Cuba, a tribute to the music of Arsenio Rodriguez.
Thank you,
And I want to play their tribute to Arsenio, Avotcja, and they sound like this. Thanks for coming, Tito.
Thank you.
Okay. That was good. Can I keep this?
Yeah.
And I'll announce it every program. I wrote a poem for Arsenio. Yeah, and I originally wrote it when I think I was about 16 or 17, but I've redone it because I know more now. So I want you to hear this thing that I wrote for Arsenio.
Thank you, Avotcja, por la invitation en el programa.
Always, you're always invited.
Gracias.